As you might or might not know, I was at DoKomi this year, and not only that, I decided to take y'all with me. So, day number 1 was actually the Thursday before DoKomi. I picked up my best friend from the train station on Wednesday, and we chose to do a little cosplay outing, since Flores would only be here until Saturday, and we wanted to use our time wisely. We chose to go with Ashlyn and Aiden from School Bus Graveyard, a popular horror webtoon made by the artist Little Red Beanie. Now, before anyone asks, no, we're not dating, but we did cosplay them as a ship, so yeah. We took the train to Düsseldorf and first went to the area known as Little Tokyo. It's a large street with mainly Japanese-inspired shops. When we got there, we quickly noticed that there were people with suitcases everywhere, which was really cool because you just knew those people were attending the same convention as you the next day. So yeah, that was really cool. Anyways, we went to this little book and stationery shop and I got myself my first ever kanhan. Basically, a kanhan is a convention book that you take with you for people to sign in, doodle in, everything they like. It's basically a nice thing to look back on and think, I haven't been to a convention in so long, I'm not okay. Anyway, so our main mission for the day was not only getting scrumptious food for the con tomorrow, but also filming TikToks, so yeah. So we went to the Asian market within the Little Tokyo and we spent like 25 euros on sweets, which is an audacity I was fully okay with paying. And then after getting boba, we went to a more remote place to film a few TikToks. Sometime in that hour of filming or so, 4 younger children passed by and approached us. And at first I was like, oh no, please don't, but they were super friendly. They thought we were so cool and asked to take photos with us and our TikTok usernames, and it was just like a very wholesome interaction. So after that, Flores and I filmed a few more things, goofed around a little, and then went straight back home because it started pouring down. We streamed Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion a bit before I finally got to take this atrociously, painfully, criminally heavy wig off. Thank fuck. DoKomi on Friday starts around 1 PM officially, so we had quite a lot of time to get ready and stuff. Our plan for the day is Lumine and Ether, the protagonist twins from Genshin Impact. I was really excited to wear this cosplay because I completely fell in love with it. Usually I love stylizing my cosplays, but I really loved the fact how authentic the cosplay looked. I felt like crazy pretty the whole day and did not want to take it off when we came home later that evening. Anyways, we first met up with one of Flores' friends, Jay. We talked for a bit before coming to my by far favorite thing about conventions. Spending money I do not have for things I do not need. I love the Artist Alley. If it were a person, I'd ask it to marry me. Literally. So yeah, I completely forgot to do a haul of things, so here's a photo. At least I remembered to film a recap on Saturday, but we're not there yet, okay? Flores and I were a little disappointed because we were planning on going to a baking event in the evening. It was this class on how to bake Pokemon cakes, but like a week before the DoKomi, the class just disappeared off the app. That's something that really bothered me, the fact that there were no books like the last years. Because the app now existed, but the app was not great. The map was unreliable when it came to your location, meaning we could not, for the love of God, find some of the Artist Alley stands we wanted to visit. Not to mention, events kept moving around in the app and things just didn't load half of the time because thousands of people on one spot, yeah, your mobile data won't do shit. And my collection of books stopped. Around 3:30 we went to the Vina of the Valley fashion show because one of my mutuals was one of the models. I gotta say, I absolutely adore and admire people who come up with such intricate designs, and it motivated me a lot to finally give a collection a try as well. So I'm currently looking for either fashion shows or contests to participate in with designs I've created over the years, but that's a subject for a different video. At some point, Flores and I split up for a little while because they wanted to attend a VTuber meetup, and I frankly understand nothing when it comes to VTubers. So I took another 429 laps around the Artist Alley. Now I'm a crowd rager, meaning people really make me mad if they do not know crowd etiquette. Guys, there's like thousands of people in this hall alone. Do not stop in your tracks in the middle of the path, suddenly turn around while people are walking right behind you, or push your way through and risk damaging cosplays. I can't believe a 17-year-old has to say this, but after I was almost ran over by a grown-ass man pushing past me and shoulder-checking me without looking back, I wanted to scream on the top of my lungs. So anyways, we filmed some TikToks before the con was already closing up for the day. Because Flores is not from the area, we decided to visit the Japanese garden on the opposite side of the street. If you are from the area, you will know why I might not be too fond of that place. The North Park, as it is called, is great in itself. A beautiful garden with a lot to see, but over the years it's become a hotspot for a not so great audience. You head into the garden expecting plants, koi fish, and a great atmosphere. But instead you get hordes of people smoking weed, drunk men on every corner, and the ugliest rave music you've ever heard. So yeah, we took a few photos away from the crowd and then bolted. Now, I was already starting to realize that my not too healthy teenage body was not doing too well by this time. After 2 days of wearing cosplays for hours on end, fighting through weird weather, and walking more than 20,000 steps, my body hurts, and I was honestly mentally exhausted. I was already reaching my limit, even though I had 2 more days to go. Flores unfortunately had to leave Saturday morning, so I would spend those last 2 days of DoKomi alone. The plan for Saturday was my Kokomi cosplay, the Divine Priestess of Inazuma from, who would have thought, Genshin Impact. Now, I'm absolutely in love with Kokomi's design, but that cosplay is the most uncomfy thing ever. And I was already in pain from the day before, so to actually try and have fun, I went with a more casual Kokomi cosplay in school uniform. I got there around 3 PM, so really late for the DoKomi that already opened 5 hours ago. I got through in a flash, but of course, something had to happen. Now imagine, little Saltiv is standing at the subway, waiting for a train to the convention when a man in a suit approaches me. Remember this Insta story I posted? Yeah. He started a whole ass conversation and then wanted to give me his number. Apparently, he was a businessman and wanted young, beautiful women as escorts. And other things. Anyways, I excused myself from the weirdo and got into the subway. Yay. Because I'm stupid though, I got out 1 station too early and had to walk 20 minutes to the convention. Now, I didn't think this was too bad because I got to go through the North Park, but an area I never actually walked through before, and there was this carnival thing going on. So exploration! Fun, right? It started pouring, like buckets. And if you didn't know, the paths in the park are this red sand, meaning I was not only soaked, despite the umbrella from how hard it was raining, my white shoes and white stockings were now splattered in red and brown. I finally arrived at the con and was already really overstimulated from all that had happened, as you can see from the look on my face. And I already knew my body could not handle another convention day. Like I said, my health is quite poor and I have like no social stamina, so I offered to sell my Sunday ticket. To my luck, an acquaintance was interested, so I got rid of my Sunday ticket with a good feeling and then used those 40 euros I got from the ticket to buy more Wonder merch. Yeah, so here's a small haul I made while taking a small break outside. I was interrupted at some point by 2 crazy good cosplayers.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea where the characters are from, but they had those, like, pyramid heads. Yeah, I don't know, but they looked really cool. The guy approached me and asked if they could, like, use the wall behind me to take some pictures, and I was like, sure. He felt really bad for interrupting me when he noticed I was filming and apologized, like, multiple times, which I found really sweet. But yeah, I moved for a few minutes to let them get those pics and then sat back down and continued my high-quality haul. And then I was interrupted again by a photographer, but hey, the photo turned out, like, super cute, so I'm not complaining. And of course, I'll be doing it all again next year, so I love this.